Hey gorgeous, welcome back to Life and Style. Today's video is going to be a get ready with me for my birthday. My birthday was actually Monday, July 2nd, but tonight is when I am going out for dinner and a movie, and so I thought that I would do the get ready with me on camera. I am going to be using a lot of new products today, so I'll talk about those as I'm going through them. So I've already done my forehead like I normally do, and for that today we cracked into the ColourPop No Filter foundation. This is the first time I'm using it. So far it blended out, fine. I had no issue with it. I did pop in a little of my Urban Decay Velvetizer powder in there. It is just really hot right now and really muggy in Connecticut. And although I wanted to try this like on its own, I was just kind of afraid to do that. So I put that in there. What I may do is I may use just the foundation on the rest of the face and just see how it wears throughout the day, as far as, meltability and all that stuff. And, is it going to really let the oils peek through and whatever. So as far as shade goes, it looks perfect. I have no issue with it. I usually try to match the foundation to my neck. Even though I'm a little darker in the face, my neck is always lighter. So far the way it looks fine. Already have primed the eyelids as well, just in the spirit of saving time with my Painterly paint pot from MAC, and I've already set that down. So we're going to go ahead and start with eyes today, and I have two palettes. One I've had for quite some time that I haven't cracked into yet, and this one is brand new, just about a week old. So today I'm using two Maybelline City Mini palettes. I own a lot of these and I like them very much. All of the ones that I own are great. So the one that I have had for a while is the Chill Brunch Neutrals, and that is what it looks like right there, which is absolutely beautiful. And then the newer one, which I believe just came out, is the Blushed Avenue palette. As soon as I saw it, of course, because of the purple, I was like, yeah, I'm sold. But I like the pinks as well. I like the fact that you get a little bit of mattes and some shimmers in each of these palettes as well. So I am going to start carving out my crease. And I think for that, I'm going to start with the Chill Brunch Neutrals. And I'm going to go into this shade right here. I just want to, like I said, carve that crease out and start laying down a nice transition shade. So far I like this shade. It's kind of like a dusty mauve color, which I really do like, and it's showing up nicely on my skin tone as well. So like I said, it's just to carve out the crease and to make sure I have a nice transition color set down, and that helps the rest of the colors really blend out nicely. So today what we're going to be doing is at 4:30, we're going to be going to see the new Ant-Man and the Wasp movie. I cannot wait to see that movie. I loved the first one so much. I am also a hardcore Marvel and DC girl. I love my comics. I love the comic book movies. I love the fact that we're living in a world now that, every so often, every couple of months, you've just got a new comic book movie coming out. Absolutely adore it. So we're going to go see that, which I'm really, really excited about. And then after that, we're going to be going to an Italian restaurant for dinner. I'm not going to be able to eat a lot because of my surgery, but I can kind of pick here and there and then just bring home food for tomorrow, because my meals usually will span several days because of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go into the Blushed Avenue palette. I'm going to pick up this matte pink here. I'm going to go into the natural crease. Boy, that has a lot of kick up. I'm going to go into the natural crease with that and then kind of bring it up just a bit, just to add a little more, just a different color and kind of a little more depth in the crease there. So yeah, I'm excited for tonight. I am going to be doing a birthday haul video. This is probably going to go up before that. I'm not sure yet, but I got a lot of nice things for my birthday. I always make sure I get something for myself as well, and treat myself. So I got a couple of nice things to show you. And then one really nice, huge gift, which I was surprised and very, very happy about. So I can say with this color that I'm going into in the Blushed Avenue palette, this pink has a lot of kick up, like a lot. As soon as you pop your brush in there, there's just powder everywhere. So just be careful of that. I haven't used the other City Mini palettes that I have recently. So I don't remember if that was the norm, but that pink is in that like cream color, so you want to just be careful of that. I'm going to go back into the Blushed Avenue palette, and I'm going to pick up this pink right next to the matte pink that I had used. So this one right here is more of a shimmer. I am going to be using my Sigma Cream Color E58 brush, since it's a flat synthetic brush, and I am definitely going to be spraying with Fix Plus because I really want this to be very nice and prominent on the lid. So I'm just going to put that on the inner portion of the eye there. And make sure that that's brought up well enough because of my hooded eyes, so just want to make sure I bring it up much higher than normal. And yes, I am wearing a tiara in this video because it's my birthday video. In this palette, still sticking with the Blushed Avenue, I'm going to use this purple first because it's the lighter purple, and then we'll go into the other purple. I'm just using my ColourPop, I don't know, taper blending, I don't know what the hell it's called. That's the one thing ColourPop needs to do, is really amp up the business of naming their brushes, of keeping the names on the actual brush, because just not doing it is crazy when I'm going through a video, you know. A lot of kick up with this purple, so I had to get rid of a lot of excess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on the other half of the eye and just start getting the placement down before I start kind of blending that out. I like that color combination very much, kind of that pinkish, not really reddish, but it's just a nice variation of pink with that purple. Looks really good. And again, just getting my placement down, and then we will blend it out. I'm going to use that purple to kind of blend out the top a little bit and add a little more up top over the pink. So I'm just grabbing my trusty fluffy brush with no color, and I'm just going to blend that out, kind of just blow that out and make sure that that's not harsh up top. So to deepen up the purple, I am gonna grab the purple from the Chill Brunch Neutrals, which is this one right here. It's just a little darker than the purple I just used. It seems to have a little bit of shimmer in it, whereas this one looks more like a matte, but I'm still gonna use a fluffier brush with it. And I'm just gonna pick up the same ColourPop brush that I had used with the other purple and pick up this purple again. It's just to kind of deepen up the outer corner. The good thing I love about birthdays as you get older is that you can celebrate them for as long as you want to. It's not just one day. I've been celebrating birthday months now for a couple of years. I just turned 42 and I can because I can. So July is also a good month anyway because I have a lot of my really good friends that have birthdays during this month. So we always celebrate most of the month to make sure that we get in everybody's birthday, because not everybody's, you know, available at the same time. So we do different things. We have parties. We go out, you know, maybe to like a winery or just have dinner or something like that. So July is always a really, really nice birthday month for me. And not just because of mine, again, because I have a lot of friends that have birthdays during that month, so it's always a month full of celebration. So for the brow bone highlight, I just did that off camera, but I went into the Chill Brunch Neutrals because it had the lighter color, so I used that one right there that you see up top for the brow bone. That's going to be it for the top of the eyes. So what I'm going to do off camera is I'm just going to clean up under the eyes. I'm going to do my liner, and then we'll be back so that we can put some new products on our face, including that No Filter foundation from ColourPop. So I've done my liner, I've cleaned up under the eyes, and then I'm going to go ahead and move on to primer. So I'm going to be using my Makeup Forever Step 1 Mattifying Primer. This primer is like #1 during the summer months. I also use the Becca Ever Matte, I believe it's called. Those two really are my go-tos during this type of weather because they just work so well to keep my skin matte. There are others that I use, but these are really ones that just do the trick, especially if you have very oily skin. So we're gonna go into the No Filter foundation from ColourPop. Like I said, I already have done my forehead, so I've used it, but I used it with the Urban Decay Velvetizer just because I wasn't sure how this was gonna perform on its own on a warmer day. But I'm gonna go ahead and just apply it straight to the face for the rest of it and see again what the difference is between the forehead with the Velvetizer and the rest of the face without. This shade that I have is Medium Dark 120. Now, it probably doesn't look like a medium dark, but again, this shade in matching with my neck looks really good. And I do use their No Filter concealer. When I say constantly, I mean constantly. Like I've been reaching for that concealer right now, presently for probably the last month or two, because I've just been loving the way it looks under the eyes. You still get a lot of coverage, but it doesn't seem heavy or feel heavy, and especially for these warmer and hot days, that's not what I want underneath my eyes. So we're gonna go ahead and crack into the foundation and I'm just gonna put a little bit on my finger there. It's very watery too when it comes out, so we just have to be careful as to how much you're pumping out. The pump controls it okay. It's not a horrendous situation where it's just spitting out product, but again, it's just very watery. So I just remembered just the joys of live filming, the joys, to color correct. So I'm going to be going into my color correcting fluid from Urban Decay, which is pretty much my favorite. I just love the doe foot applicator with this, so I'm just going to put a little bit of that under my eyes to get rid of those dark ass circles, and then I am going to quickly buff that into the skin with my Real Technique sponge. That's what I normally use. And I use it dry because the Real Technique sponge, unlike the original Beauty Blender, is just really soft even on its own. So I am going to grab my damp Beauty Blender and start putting that foundation into the skin before it gets too dry, because it seems like it dries up. So you see how it's, you know, but we're going to blend that into the skin and make sure it's buffed in all the way. But it seems like it dries up, so this may be a good matte foundation for me. We'll see as the day progresses. So just with that little bit that I put down, you get coverage because you do, but I could still see some of my beauty marks and stuff. You guys know that I'm not killer on having to have everything completely covered up. It's my skin. I don't care necessarily that things show. So I think I'm gonna leave it at that, only because, again, I think this will oxidize like the concealer, but right now it is pretty light, so I don't want to add any more to my skin. I'll use the concealer to kind of conceal a little bit of what I have there. So I am gonna use the No Filter concealer. Like I said, I've just been, this is like almost done. I don't know if you could see it on camera there, how that's got like that space there. I've been using the shit out of this thing. So I'm just gonna go underneath the eyes there, and then we will conceal some of the blemishes, but I want to start with the eyes first, because I've also noticed that the concealer dries out pretty quickly, so I just want to get that blended in as quickly as possible. It's just such a nice, comfortable concealer going on the, you know, like on the skin. I love it because it is full coverage. And when I first got this shade, I'm like, this is not whatever it is. I'll tell you what the shade is in a minute. Because I certainly wasn't going to go for a light shade. But again, it turned out perfect because this oxidizes. So I'm just going to set the under eye with my banana powder as I usually do, just to make sure that it's bright under there. I like this concealer so much, I just ordered 2 more. When I ordered the foundation recently, I ordered 2 more concealers. Okay, so that's good for setting the concealer under the eyes. And then the concealer shade that I have is Medium Tan 35, but again, that does not look anywhere a medium tan color, but it gets darker, so it works fine. To set the face today, even though this looks pretty matte, in my opinion, it looks really matte, like I don't see really any shine or anything, is one of the new ColourPop No Filter Sheer Press powders. Now this is medium dark, and again, that does not look like medium dark, but the other shades were entirely too light and then too dark. So I'm just grabbing a fluffy brush. This is from BH Cosmetics, and I'm just gonna pop that all over the face lightly to just set the foundation down. So I don't know if it's the powder or if it's the actual foundation, and I don't know how well you're picking that up on camera, but I can pick it up in my mirror that it is starting to look a little darker. But again, it matches really well with my neck, so I've got to stop trying to match foundation just to my face. I really should match it to my neck. So let's go ahead and finish off the bottom of the eyes. I am going to start with a pencil. I haven't used this in a while, but I want to do black on the bottom. I want to really smoke it out. So I'm going to use my Revlon Color Stay Angled Kajal. I've talked about this so much on my channel. I used to use this like all the time. I love it because over time, like as you are continuing to wear this product, it literally smokes itself out. I don't know what the hell voodoo they put in this pencil, but it just does, and it smokes out beautifully, not like in a messy way. So basically I just lined the bottom of the eyes as if I would do it with a an eyeshadow, and I am going to go in with a black eyeshadow. Now I just picked up my Natasha Denona Blackest Black Matte, which is a single shadow, one of the very best black shadows I have ever used. I'm going to use my Morphe M432, which is the flat definer brush. I'm going to pick up that shadow, and I'm basically just going to follow the line, what I did with the liner, just to deepen that up and then to really make sure that everything is even. I'm going to grab some more of that black shadow with my Morphe E36 brush, which is that tiny, tiny fluffy brush that I love to use for the bottom lash line. I'm just going to put a little bit on there, and then right on the line that I drew, I'm going to start kind of smudging that out and just make sure that the line itself is not harsh. And so I'll bring it down a bit just to start smoking it out. So then I just used another black eyeliner pencil to do the waterline on the bottom again, just to kind of make that black really, really stand out. For the inner corner, I'm going to use another ColourPop product here. This is the highlighter in Honeymoon, which is absolutely gorgina. Like, it is so, so beautiful. So I really wanted something to pop in the inner corner, so I decided to use this today. And ColourPop is not sponsoring this video. I just happen to have a lot of their products, and like I said before, sometimes when I'm using, you know, products from one line, if I have enough, I will try to use a lot of products from that line for a look. So I got a little bit of glitter there, which is good. And I'm liking that. So that's that for the inner corner highlight. We're going to move on to the rest of the face. Now this is a bronzer that I have used before. It's also from ColourPop. It is just their bronzer, and I don't know what the hell shade it is, because on the back of these, again, they don't like list things correctly. When they did the pressed powder, they just put pressed powder and the shade behind it. When they started coming out with these packages for bronzer and highlighter, this is a bronzer, this is a highlighter. They both have the exact same tag on the back, but you can't tell which is which. From what I can see, you can't. It just says pressed powder face, highlighter, bronzer, and they're both marked as such, so whatever. But I love this bronzer. I've used this before. Love the fact that it's darker for my skin tone, and so that means that it really shows up. I'm just using a BH Cosmetics 114, which is kind of angled, if you could see there. I'm going to pick up a little bit because this is, like I said, a darker bronzer, and just start warming up the skin a bit. This bronzer for me is really nice during the summertime because I do end up getting a little darker. So because it is a little darker, it just looks better on my skin in the summer months. And the foundation has definitely oxidized. I don't know that the pressed powder would have put that much of a difference on it, because even the pressed powder, as much as it says medium dark, it still looks rather light in the pan unless it just applies differently. But I can tell that that kind of ghostly, haunting color that I had when I first applied the foundation is really not there anymore, and it just matches really nicely. So I'm excited about that. So the blush that I'm going to be using today is another new blush. This is the L'Oreal Paradise Enchanted Scented Blush. And I don't, oh it is, it's in Charming. So this is a newer collection that they had. I did just swatch it, but I haven't used it on my cheeks, so I'm going to be using that today. I'm just going to be using my Morphe E4 brush to do that with. I'm excited to try this. I've heard really nice things, you know, from people's reviews on a lot of this line. So I will say I did buy the shadow palette as well, tried a little bit of it, and I returned it. It was, first of all, entirely too expensive for drugstore, and it did not, it just, no, it wasn't good in my opinion, so I decided to return it. I kept the blush because I like blushes, and like I said, I had heard nice reviews on the blush itself. It still was $12.99, which for drugstore is, you know, they're creeping up there. I don't necessarily mind paying those prices, but the only thing is that if they keep going up, they're really going to price themselves out of being affordable, and then people are going to start flocking to, you know, the color pops. Wet n Wild still is extremely affordable, but a lot of these brands like L'Oreal, Maybelline and stuff, you know, they keep hiking up those prices. They're going to find themselves kind of priced right out of drugstore, you know, being called drugstore, that sort of thing. For highlighter today, I'm going to be using the ColourPop highlighter. Now, I've only swatched this highlighter. I actually have never put it on my cheeks, if memory serves me correctly. So I wanted to use it today just because of that. Again, I was using a couple of other ColourPop products. This is the Luxie 522 Tapered Highlighter that I just got in my BoxyCharm. So I want to use that, and we'll see how this applies to the top of the cheeks. I want to start out slow because I don't, okay, that's beautiful. That's gorgeous. I was going to say, I don't know how this is going to apply, but that's really, really nice. Really nice. And again, I don't know what the hell shade this is because they don't have it on the back of the packaging. I will find it if I can. Like, I'll go through my previous orders from ColourPop and make sure that if they still have this, that's gorgeous. If they still have this, I will link it down below in case you're interested. When you put your finger in this product, the consistency is funky. It's almost like a cream powder, but that applies beautifully on the cheeks. I don't feel that it, you know, didn't blend out well. I thought it blended out really nicely, and it just looks really good. I like it a lot. I'm also going to be using new lashes today. I'm going to do that off camera, obviously, because it takes a really long time. And then I'll come back to finish off the lips and kind of have my hair already done. I'm not going to be wearing the tiara out tonight. I'm going to draw the line at that. Anyway, the new lash that I'm using is from Kiss. It's the Lash Couture Faux Mink collection. Now, I usually use Little Black Dress in this collection, but I saw this one, Boudoir, and it just looks so beautiful. It's got like the flared out corners, which I absolutely love in a lash. I just love how you get that cat eye effect. So I'm going to go ahead and apply these off camera, and then we'll be back. So I'm back, and I've already applied the lashes. Again, these are the Kiss lashes in the style Boudoir. I love them so much. Again, love the corner, how that cat eye just really extends the eye outward. The face is pretty much done, so I am just going to apply some lip gloss, and I'm going to use the MAC Cream Sheen Glass in Winter Warmer. I used this just one time quickly to test it out, not even really to go out, but I recently purchased this when I went on vacation, and got it through a CCO, and I love it. It's just such a beautiful color. And I'm actually bringing my MAC lipstick in Capricious. That's what's usually in my like purse makeup bag. I always bring that with me so I can touch up after we go to the movies, because we will be getting popcorn. But for now, I just wanted to add something just light and kind of fresh to the look. So that's going to be the finished look. And I really like the way it came out. Again, the City Mini palettes are just really, really great. You get a lot of kick up when you're sticking your brush in there, but overall, the blendability, wearability, just the looks you can get out of these palettes is just so amazing. And especially for the price tag, they're $10 a piece. And sometimes you can get the Maybelline, you know, product line, buy one, get one 50% off at Ulta, so you can even get a better deal on this stuff. But overall, I like the way the look came together. So we are actually going to be heading out in just about 2 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this video. But thanks so much for spending a few moments of your day with me so that I could get ready for my birthday. I hope it's a look you enjoyed. Please also subscribe to the channel before you leave if you haven't done that already. Also click that little bell so you get alerted as to whenever I upload new content. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.